What is going on, everyone? Happy New Year. It's your boy Cool. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to make a beat like Bandmanrill. So Bandmanrill is an upcoming artist from Newark, New Jersey, relatively close to New York, so people like to lump him into that scene. But what he's done is he's taken sort of that New York drill sound and he's combined it with club to create this sound called New Jersey Club. It's drill inspired, it's club inspired, and I personally think that this sound is going to be next up in the next year or 6 months or something. So we're going to take a look at how to do that, but before I do, guys, go down and hit that subscribe button. Only around 8% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so let's get that number up in the new year. So hit that subscribe button so you guys can be notified when I upload in the future. The first thing that you may notice is that we have the BPM is up around 176, and this is because New Jersey Club or Bandmanrill's beats are faster than your normal drill beat. Normal drill beats, they run from like 130 to 150 tops normally. Bandmanrill beats, they run from like 150 to 180 tops. So a lot of diversity there in that regard. When it comes to melodies, every single one of Bandmanrill's songs that I've heard has a sample in it. So you're gonna want to sample, and that's why I have a loop from my new sample drill kit. It's called With You. I sped it up for 150 and it sounds like this. Alright, so we got our melody, we got our BPM, so let's start adding in the drums. The first thing that you're going to want to do is add in the kick, and this is what makes New Jersey Club different from drill, is the kick is sort of going to replace the hat or the counter snare in the other one, and the pattern is going to be slightly different. So I got this kick here, and you'll notice that the kick isn't as big as a normal drill kick, and that's because you're going to be using it in the place of a hat, so you don't want to have this super overpowering kick because you're going to make your listener go deaf. So as I said, it replaces the hat / the counter snare, but there is a slight change. Instead of doing this like you would the dotted quarter notes that you would do for the drill hat, what you do is this. It's slightly different, but it does make a difference in terms of the bounce. So here's what it sounds like as opposed to drill. Basically, that's all you want to do. So I'm just going to copy and paste this to fill out 8 bars, and we got it. So if you listen to some Bandmanrill songs, there's one producer, I think it's MC is his name. He uses this distinctive hi-hat sound or like perk sound in the beats, and he also will use some vocal chops, and there's other producers that use vocal chops, and I'm really not trying to bite his style, so I'm not going to go and get that perk loop or whatever. But what I am going to do is I'm going to add in some vocal chops. I have these 2 voxes here, and I'm going to add those in. You may think that's a little weird, and it definitely is a little different, but when I go to arrange the beat, I'm going to be using this more sparingly, so it's not going to be super, obnoxious and annoying all the time. But somehow Bandmanrill manages to ride the beat with that sort of, crazy vocal chop action going on, as well as other stuff. So, I mean, shout out to him. If it works, it works. Next thing I'm going to do is add an 808. I've noticed in his songs he'll either use an 808 or a normal sort of bass, like a bass guitar. And I have a normal bass guitar down here as well as an 808, and I'm going to just add both so that way we can switch it out and I can demonstrate both to you guys. In terms of the 808 pattern, it normally just follows the kick and stays with the root note, maybe with a little bit of variation here and there, but just follow the root note of the chord and hit when the kick hits. And when we go to mix it, we'll sidechain it so that way you can hear both the kick and the 808. And what I'm going to do to finish the 808 pattern is I'm going to come up here, I'm going to click articulate, and that will drag the notes out so that they're all connected. Alright, so I've turned off the 808 so that way we can go in and add in the bass. I grabbed the Rickenbacker bass from Contact, very solid bass guitar. If you need a bass guitar, recommend. But I'm just gonna sort of play it in because I like to play in my melodies, and then I'll get back to you guys and show you it. So here's a look at the bass pattern that I played in You know, nothing super complex, just a little bit of action going on at the end here in regards to changing it away from just the root note of the chord. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to mixing and arranging this beat. Alright, I've actually moved to a new sidechain plugin, and it's through Patcher, and it's actually this free preset I downloaded from this account on Instagram. If I remember, I'll put the account on the screen and you can go download it. But what it does, as opposed to normal sidechaining, it allows you to sidechain each frequency, like low, mid, and high. So, you know, I just turn up the low and allow the high and the mid to sort of stay there, and it allows us to preserve more of the bass sound while still allowing the kick to hit. In terms of effects on the kick, I just put a high pass and a little bit gain on the EQ here. For the sample, I'm just gonna add a little bit of high pass. I do high pass my my loops, but you know, just want to make sure that we have enough space down there. On the vocals, I'm just gonna put a high pass on that as well, and that's good. In terms of the like normal guitar bass, what I'm gonna do is add the sidechain on there again, but I'm just gonna not have it as turned up as much because that bass doesn't hit as hard as an 808. In terms of arranging, I'm gonna just start with the melody, and what I'm gonna do is actually gonna build up the beat as opposed to just dropping straight into a chorus. So let me copy and paste this out a few times. So I'll start just with the kick, and then I'm gonna bring in the bass, and I'm gonna bring in the vocals, and I'm gonna drop the vocals out. You know, just bring them in for like a 8-bar section and get rid of them. I'm also gonna start switching between the normal bass and the 808. In terms of the length of his songs, Bandmanrill really makes shorter songs, anywhere from like 1:40 to like 2 minutes 30 seconds tops, anywhere in between there. I'm gonna keep this one relatively short. It runs about 1:50 seconds. As you can see, not a whole lot is going on. A lot of it is the bounce and his rapping that makes his music unique and makes it hard. So you know, definitely check out Bandmanrill if you haven't. You know, hoping to get a record with him sometime. But yeah, just thank you guys for watching the tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, go down and hit that like button, and here's the final beat.